What's up, guys? Nigel, we have a ridiculously big Monday today. I don't know if you saw that yet.
Yeah, no, it's a holiday. Well, not for us. We work every day,
Yeah,
but
we never stopped
we
working.
never stop working. But it is a holiday for most people, and you have a full slate of NBA day games and then two NFL. Doesn't get much better than that for a Monday. This might be the best Monday of all time.
No, I agree because people were getting mad about the game getting moved the other day, but the first thing I thought was like, wow, like we get a doubleheader on Monday. A 4:30 NFL game on Monday. Think about that for a second. Like
I know.
that's legit. And then now you throw in the fact that NBA is playing all day. So I gotta fix my stuff. But I mean, dude, NBA all day, two NFL games. It feels like a Sunday, to be honest with you.
It does.
Like it
Although
really
the
does.
day NBA is like, it's almost like a
It's kind of weird, but
yeah.
whatever. So the parlays yesterday, not great. We should have had the touchdown one, like the whatchamacallit, the Lions Rams game. Anybody who had that over last night, like, I mean, because that game was going way over. Like that game was going like just to the moon, and then it just didn't. I think they scored 9 points in the second half.
I know the why it's crazy. I mean, that does happen in the playoffs sometimes, I
Yeah.
guess, but still.
21-17, you're going into that at the half, right? So you're like, dude, this is great. I'm definitely getting 53 and a half, and it just never happened. And we just needed a touchdown from each quarterback, which not really a lot. I'm trying to think
I
the other
know.
guy. One guy was on Twitter today complaining that I'm not really complaining. I think he was just kind of making fun of me. He was like 1 for 4 or
I
something.
saw
That
that,
ain't
yeah.
bad. And I was like, buddy, like it was $10 to get 27K. Like we shouldn't have gotten any of those. You know what I mean? Like all of them were like plus like 500 bets, and we were parlaying them. So
And you know what's funny, Slop? If you had told me before we did our live stream the scores of those games, the final scores, I would have made that same parlay again and felt even better about it.
yeah, no, that was awesome. The Jordan Love call was pretty good. Stafford was felt free. I was hoping to get the Marcus Robinson. That didn't happen. Luke Musgrave yesterday, I think I put on Twitter. I had a pretty good day. Coming
But
after the Njoku day, the day before, there has been a lot of bets, which sucks. I like to have a lot more bets than that, but whatever. If they win, then I mean, it kind of makes you feel like you had enough, obviously.
yeah,
But yeah, so we're gonna hit the button. The only thing I got that I haven't sent out yet, but I already bet it, is Baker Mayfield 2+ touchdowns plus 115 at ESPN Bet. So it kind of sucks to have Baker, but I don't know. Like I think he does this. Hang on. I,
you know what worries me about that game, Slop, is
Rain.
that well, I didn't even know about that, but yeah, but also just like not worries me, just like everyone's like the consensus is the Eagles suck, and when everyone's on one side, like I can you just see the Eagles coming out and beating the shit out of the Bucks like 31-3. Like I just feel like that
Maybe.
happens.
What I like, I like the immediate like, oh, I think the Eagles are gonna do what like, dude, we just need 2 touchdowns out of Baker. They get they win 31-14. We can still win.
No,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like the beatdown is always in play. That's why I like player props because the beatdown doesn't like actually helps your quarterbacks, especially if you have yards or something.
Yeah, if you
But
had
I
Jack
mean,
Yards yesterday, you were golden at halftime.
yeah, like I just need trying to think. I just like the angle that oh yeah, this team, that team. It's like nah, we just need Baker. Just give me two. He's thrown 2+ touchdowns in 4 of his last 5 games. He had a one where he threw 4. The time he didn't throw it was last week, but that was against the Panthers. They've only given up 19 touchdown passes on the season, right? So that in the NFL ranks, guess who gave up the least?
Amount of touchdown passes?
Yeah,
Was it
what
Carolina?
team? Nope, it was the Texans, and they gave up 17.
Okay.
Panthers gave up 19. So like that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing like that. He was never going to do well against them anyways.
Plus
So
division
now,
games always tougher.
yep, they play him twice. So now on the flip side, you get the Eagles, who guess how many teams gave up more touchdown passes than they did?
Nobody.
One team.
Okay.
So yeah, you were close. And it was the Washington Commanders, who nobody was beating them. But the Eagles kind of gave them a run for their money. The Eagles gave up 35 touchdowns. I think they gave up 39. So I mean, they were pretty much right there with an identical, just like awful, awful season in terms of that. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully the Eagles do get up. I don't think they can shut this team out. Like I just don't, just because they have such a porous pass defense. I just don't think they shut the Buccaneers out. And Mike Evans could catch too. Like he's just not stoppable from the standpoint of the Eagles. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They had a good run defense, which I like. Although they haven't been great recently, but I like the good run defense down there because you get down inside that, inside the 10, you might not be guaranteed 3 runs. Like could be 2 passes. You know what I mean? And then now you throw in the fact that you got a giant in Mike Evans, who if you just throw it up for him, he'll go get it. I don't know. I think 2 touchdowns at plus money is kind of crazy.
Slop, have you checked like the Eagles' defensive stats like the last 7 weeks? Because obviously the first whatever part of the season it skews it.
Yeah.
Like where do they? They
They're
got to be
horrible.
like at the bottom of the league everywhere, right?
They're horrible. Yeah, they can't stop. They can't stop anybody. Although the run defense, let me see.
Is
I'll
it
show
still
you
good? Didn't
this.
Arizona run all over them? Didn't James Conner
Yep.
have like 200 yards?
Yep. He did not score though, I believe. Hang on one second. I'm trying to think what the rub was there. So the last week it was Taylor went 297. Kyler Murray threw 3 touchdowns that game. Connor only got in the end zone once. I'm trying to think what else. There was another one too. Barkley scored twice on him, but that was I think they kind of gave up there. The only Taylor got him for 1 each time he played him, which does kind of stink. But again, I don't know. I think he does it. Drew Lock threw a touchdown against him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
I also think game script wise, if I'm the Eagles and my defense has been so bad, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you're not gonna be able to run it. Hey Baker, go throw 400 yards.
Yeah,
Like
no.
just
Also,
challenge
too,
them.
the Eagles are going to score all over them. I think, or they should be able to, even without AJ Brown.
Yeah.
What else do we got? The first game, I don't know. That's anybody's. I have no clue what's going to happen. I think
What's
the Bills
the
win.
weather?
Yeah. I think the Bills win. I think maybe James Cook, right? Like, is that crazy to think that James Cook can't have a pretty big day? I mean, I don't know. 13 for 36 against Miami last time out. The Shakir guy, Tupac, he had 105 yards last game. Allen threw for 359. Somebody had Allen's under, and I was just like, oh.
I have zero feel for how that game's gonna go. Like I just no idea.
Yeah, no, me too. I don't really have like a if this then that, if this then that for that. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna find something, obviously, because it's a 4:30 game on a Monday, so you can't just not bet it.
No, for
But I
sure.
mean,
But like you wouldn't be
well,
shocked if Josh Allen sucked and if they scored 45 points. Like both those things could happen.
yeah, yep, exactly. And then it's like, so then who does it? Carlos, I kind of like Kincaid. I'm gonna find a way to bet him maybe. And Zai, like you joke, dude, but Quez, this could be his. Look at his I'll show you his. I was looking at him earlier this morning on the screen here at OddsJam. Quez Watkins, his yards are like 15 and a half, 14 and a half at FanDuel, 12 and a half at Pinnacle.
You want to scroll a little bit more so we can see it better, Slop? There we go.
Like that's pretty low. I think he plays. I think he's the one. Like I guess like what you have to do in this situation is figure out like who like the next guy is in Philly. Like who do they think? Not who we think is better. It's who do they think is the other guy, because that guy's going to play more snaps. And then is it a rotation? Is it one guy? You know, like that's the issue with that one. But 14.5 is a very low bar to clear for Quez Watkins. So there is that. But yeah, I don't trust Jalen throwing the ball like his finger. Did you see that picture that last game? Like his finger looks like not attached. Which is not great. We already have Green Bay San Fran numbers up.
Yeah, why not?
But receiving yards? Yeah, they're up at FanDuel. Like, wow. Usually they take a couple days.
Look at that Prize Picks and FanDuel gap on Debo. That's like 2.5 yards. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, you want to
3
see
yards.
which way it goes. So it's probably going to go up at FanDuel.
It's definitely gonna go up.
I like the Musgrave one again. That's too low. He was the guy, dude. At the beginning of the season, remember, like he was the guy. So there's really no reason to think that this Kraft guy took his job because he's also a rookie. Look, they got him. They got him even now. I think Musgrave 40 plus is probably a good look. I might actually go ahead and get in on that today. Just got to figure out how San Fran did against tight ends and blah, blah, blah. This game's outside, though, so you got to watch weather, especially wind in San Francisco.
Have they played this year? They didn't play, right?
I don't think so.
It feels like they
So
play
let's
every
hammer
year.
out something for we got to get something for this Buffalo. What's up, Mikey P? How did your Sunday go? Oh, Saturday too, really. Do me a favor if you're watching this now, like hit the thumbs up. I think that does something for the algorithm. Tells the people, this is good stuff. You guys like Pickens today? I can't imagine that team not getting behind. So if you like passing stats, I think Pickens or I'm sorry, the Pittsburgh side is probably the way to go.
The wind's not too bad, 10 to 20 miles an hour. It is going to be
Big win,
snowing,
right?
though. 1 to 3 inches expected today.
All right, so I got the my weather guy, Kevin Roth. He posts that Roto Grinder. It's the best weather guy there is. Is it up? Can you see it, Nigel?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, so 18 degrees. That's not that crazy. I mean, it's cold, but
Yeah, with
I
the
mean,
wind chill, it's probably like 5.
yeah, these are professional athletes, dude. Like this is like the biggest game of the season. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna. 12% precipitation should be fine there. Wind, not so bad. Like, I think nice work, Mikey P. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd go receptions on a day like this for one of those Pittsburgh receivers. Like, if you got a feel for that, it's you got to think low A dot.
Rudolph's got a big arm, though. He can throw through that wind.
No, he can, but it's more of just like what are they willing to try to do? You know what I mean? It depends on obviously the game script, but you got to think they get behind. Can you run on Buffalo? Probably. So that's another thing. You got to watch Najee Harris because I bet you they think he's a bell cow, but it's just when does that stop?
Mm-hmm.
Because that will stop once you get down. You know what I mean? Like, and how early in the game? I would think you're not drawing dead if you got a Pittsburgh receiver. You know what I mean? Like all day. So I'm gonna figure that one out. Like I said, I already got the Baker move, so you need one more money move, and now you got something. Now you can, be excited. Even if you lose in the first game, you got the second game that could, end up with a profit if you hit that one. Yeah, no, I don't mind that. I hate running back receptions, lane, but I mean at the same time, I don't know. Like that's not.
Jalen Warren would be the guy for that on them, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's going to catch the passes. But I like the Alberto. They go to over.
That'd be
Even if
fun.
they do get behind Zai, I think we're still there. Like the play will be for somebody downfield, and then he'll just dump it off. So, I mean, here's what I'll tell you. The one thing I know for a fact is that if I'm betting that game, I'm taking somebody for the Steelers, a pass catcher. All right. Like I know that doesn't help that much, but that's where we're looking, and that's what's probably going to come out because I'm not taking the Buffalo side player prop wise. I don't know. Where you tend to make your money on the player props is in the receiving game whenever you get the game script right. That's all.
How about that Josh Allen two plus touchdowns plus money there at Fanatics?
That's kind of wild. I'll look into Pittsburgh's run defense, but the only problem with that dude is it'll be a pass play and he'll take off running and score. And you're just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but okay, so yeah, Fanatics. I mean, I guess you'd have to do that. Let me see what everyone else has, but they are way off market. Yeah, Pinnacle's at minus 101. Or ESPN's at Jesus. ESPN is literally at even money. DraftKings at even money. Minus 108 for Caesars. BetMGM, even money. And then here comes Fanatics. So if you can play at Fanatics, I would take that right now. That's not going to be there later on. I guarantee that's not going to be there later on. Plus 115 is not bad. It's a great way to have the day. So you take Allen in the first game over 1.5 touchdowns for plus 115, and then you take Baker in the second one over 1.5 touchdown passes plus 115 at ESPN Bet, and now you got to hit one. You're profiting. You had a good day. You got to watch football all day. You put some money in your pocket. You know what I mean? I don't love Freiermuth, Zai. Like I don't understand why they don't want to throw to him. It feels like I always thought he was a part of the receiving game, and then this season it just seems like he's an afterthought. A lot of soccer out there. Is today a big soccer day? No, these are Sunday the 21st. All right, I might just go to today.
Yeah, just do today. There should be a bunch of NBA on there, right?
I would think, but we don't have player news quite yet. That comes later on in the day.
Well, there's a game in like 90 minutes, isn't there?
I think so, but they would only be so there would be if there's no injury news for it, you don't really see a lot of.
There's a 1 o'clock game, not 12. I thought there was a noon game.
There should be a noon game, but you know what I'm saying? Like if there's no injuries or anything like that, then it's kind of it's status quo for player props. They can just put whatever. I mean, there's the Steph one. The Grizzlies, but I think aren't like the entire Grizzlies out.
Yes, Desmond Bane's out now. So, everyone's out.
Like Smart, Morant, Bane.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson, is he gone too?
I think he might be. Let me look.
So if that was the case, I don't even know who's playing.
They have like a G League team now.
Then what you do?
Questionable.
So what you do in that situation is you find a guy that they think, like a kid, that they think is a player and wants to give minutes, and he'll play no matter if they're getting blown out or not.
Santi Aldama.
Maybe. I don't know what
he's
they
questionable.
think. Yeah, I don't know what they even think of him though. Oh, is that a quickly under? Kind of stings.
For Celtics.
Under points, rebounds, assists, plus 114. Did you see what happened to him?
What happened?
Whoa, someone signed Isaiah Thomas? Who signed Isaiah Thomas? I didn't see that.
You sure that wasn't that joke thing that was going around Twitter? The fake Woj?
It might have been. Yeah, I didn't. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a fake Woj one.
No, the other night, Quickly had 10 points in the first quarter. I think it was Friday night. Ended the game with 15. If you took his 20, you were probably ready to jump out of a window. Pistons first half team total, 57.5. I mean, I know it's the Pistons, but it's also the Wizards. They got rid of Isaiah Livers too. You see that?
The most boring trade in NBA
Yeah,
history.
you're like, what? Like the first thing you thought when you saw that trade was like, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why would like what? Like you're just making dudes move.
Literally.
For what? Like that's literally all that's happening right
The
here. That
commissioner
guy
should
has
step in and be like, no, this can't.
you
No, we're
can't
not
just
doing
do
this.
these weird
Yeah.
trades. Like these guys aren't even NBA players. All right, I'm gonna go back up. This is the positive EV tool at OddsJam. It's gonna help you find stale lines. Back in the day, it was like 5 screens. Now it's not. Now it's you just hit a button and every stale line on the planet comes up. And you get to pick the books that you want to see those stale lines at. Like so, like we wouldn't like if you can't bet at a certain book, just don't have them pop up. That way you don't get notified. You know what I mean? So you hit the button, and these are all bets that I can make here in Massachusetts on stale lines. The first one, Devonta Smith will do that. I'm not going to be able to bet this. It's at BetMGM. That's a real bet right there.
So that was on the page yesterday. That's still there.
I can see it though. Tampa's defense not great. I think Tampa can make this into a game, even if they don't. Given the fact that AJ Brown's not going to play, I'm better about this because that target tree I'm sure is going to be shortened. I don't think that some other guy is just going to come in and just demand a bunch of targets. Some other guy could come in and have more yards, but I think like you're going to get some like just crap bubble screen or something like that. You're going to get a weird reception out of him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, they're going to feed it to him.
They're gonna like he's gonna get at least one weird reception. Like that's not a real reception that he wouldn't normally get. So there's your 5.5. But yeah, and also too, Tampa can move the ball against Philly. I bet you they can. I bet you they can put pressure on them. And then even if there is the case that Philly rolls them, it's probably Devonta Smith with with some reception. So I could see doing that at plus 110 at BetMGM. If you look across the market, FanDuel's at minus 120 for that. DraftKings is at minus 110. Caesars plus 104. Even the people that are kind of bullish on them aren't bearish on them aren't that bearish. All right, so that's one. That's Devonta Smith. Lewis, that's nothing, Ryan. You didn't miss anything. Lewis, that's why I think this guy is a move today, that Pickens. I mean, he's a talker. Like that kid's got a lot to say.
Who napped in the morning?
I don't know. Ryan.
That's weird. So
Devonta Smith over 5.5 receptions, plus 110 at BetMGM. Only bet that at BetMGM. Don't just bet that somewhere else. Like that. The whole point is you're getting a better price. Just because you're getting 5.5 at FanDuel, 5.5 minus 120, not even remotely the same bet as 5.5 plus 110. Those are not even the same bet. You almost want to go under at FanDuel if that's the case. What's up, Vinny? Yeah, I think Johnson's interesting, but I mean, I don't know. Like it's a vague statement. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh, got the dog. Yeah, sometimes the dog keeps you awake, dude. You're going to be up for a while. It's like having a kid. Do you guys have kids? Laurie over 9.5 rebounds. Not really a rebound guy, but plus 120. You got 3 different spots that are giving it to you. Fair odds are about plus 116. So
that's a huge difference between DraftKings and FanDuel.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see that. That just came out too. We should have a lot of rebounds in that game, but like a lot more than Laurie's used to seeing. So there is that. We already had the Josh Allen. If you can do it at Fanatics, I'm not going to count that for most of you guys because most of you guys can't bet at Fanatics. So it's pointless for me to call that out.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat, though. I think Fanatics and PointsBet have the same line. So if you have PointsBet, it might be the same line.
Colton, I could see Warren getting 4 receptions. If he's going to do it, it's going to be today, if that makes sense. This is the exact environment that guy catches, like, a lot of balls. Clint Capella over 10.5 rebounds, plus 105 at BetMGM. That's another one that's on the thing. I mean, this is just 80 plus and a touchdown, maybe 2 TVs. Dijon? Is that Deontay Johnson?
Yeah.
I don't think he's called Dijon. Just so
Yeah,
you
me
know.
neither.
I mean, we can. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying I don't think that that's what they call him. I love this one.
Call him Mustard.
Mustard. I would take Dallas Goddard at that price. ESPN bet, if you play there, you know that they'll give you alts. So like if you get 49.5, they'll give you 50.5, 51.5, 52.5. I would take that one, which I'll probably do, and move it to 51.5. 52, whatever is going to get me right at plus money.
It's
But
also a good play for your underdog slip if you guys do that. If you see it's heavily favored across all books.
yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
For a 5-man slip, right? You want to do 5-man.
All right, so maybe I end up with like 4 or 5. I like it, Daniel. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Goddard's the other one. So basically, it's not a bad idea. The Eagles receiving options are probably going to be pretty good. It's just Hurts is throwing it. Like I said, I think his finger looks like it's like falling off.
Can you run on Tampa?
No. Oh, just what I said. You can take the under at FanDuel. Remember that?
Oh, it's an ARB.
Yep. I mean, a very, very small arb. It's not worth doing, so I wouldn't do that. Honey to John for 80 plus in a tutty. All right. Yeah, I'm not really finding a lot. Like, I mean, there's a million things on here.
Pistons money line.
Yeah, that's wild. If you like college basketball, OddsJam is very, very good for that. There's a million games too every day, all the time. This is a very fun one. At Caesars Merrimack in Central Connecticut, first half totals are always legit. I do first half overs only. Over 59.5, that's a very low number. So you're not expecting these kids to do a lot, but that's 60 points in the first half at minus 110. Pinnacle is minus 149 for this. That's a gigantic difference. Should be minus 112, but again, I look at Pinnacle first. Does that make sense? And then I'll go for like what the fair odds are. But I want to see what Pinnacle has. Pinnacle will take money on totals from like real sports gamblers, not like random dudes throwing $5. Like they take them too, but like they take a fair amount of action, like real action. So the idea that they're making you pay minus 149 for over 59.5 is kind of crazy that you can get it minus 110 somewhere else.
And I have no data to back this up, but I'm betting that Pinnacle is even sharper with those kind of college games because the action that comes in on those games is like real action. It's not bullshit public guy.
Exactly. Like, why the hell would you bet Central Connecticut and Merrimack?
It's definitely like, the real sharps who are betting that kind of game.
So if that's the number they came up with and it's gotten molded, so it probably didn't just come out just now. I'm sure that number has existed for a while. Because, I mean, the game's in like 5.5 hours. So, yeah, I'll call that one out. Merrimack and Central Connecticut over 59.5 points. If you can do that at Caesars, I'll probably do that one myself. I'll do it too.
We should test that out, Slop. Just look for like these like kind of bullshit college games and just beat Pinnacle on those and see how it does.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. And that just goes to show there's so many different ways of using OddsJam. Like everybody has ways. That's a thing. Like if that's what you wanted to do, I'm telling you, you could just do that all the time. Does that make sense? Like that would be like your way of doing it. You wouldn't even look at other sports because there's so much college basketball. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and there's so many just random games that don't get a lot of public money.
All the time. I mean, you could legitimately just use the screen for that too, if you wanted to. That's another way to. Again, that's just how it works. in the Rockets game. I'm gonna look at those later. So follow me on Twitter, Londo. If there is something,
Rockets game's at 1, just to let you know, Slop.
okay. That'll be the first one I see then.
No Embiid.
So we got this one here. I'm never gonna do an under, but I would do an under in college basketball. I mean, not for nothing. It's different, but plus 132 is a lot different than plus 109.
Yeah, there's another one. Like,
You know what I mean? Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. That's still not as good as the other one. The Merrimack and Central Connecticut. That's a play. I have no clue why it would be like that, but that's a move. All right, I'm not going to build a parlay right now just because I want to kind of think about it. It's probably going to be NBA. It'll probably be later on today. But yeah, we gave out 1 million of these already on the EV tool. So we got plenty to bet on for right now. I would say Baker and then Josh Allen in the first game at Fanatics or Dallas Goedert over the receiving yards. Though that's the move. Ad block, it's Merrimack, Central Connecticut, and it's over 59.5 in the first half. First
at
half
Caesars.
overs at Caesars. Yeah, it's minus 110. First half overs are the way. Yep, it's gone.
Oh, is it gone?
Yep. Let's see where it went. Hang on. As soon as it comes up, I'll share the screen.
Oh, Caesars moved the number.
Caesars went to 60.
Yep.
Still at minus 110, but yeah. You see what I'm saying, guys?
I bet people in here bet it. Because there's so low volume on that game. A few bets would move that number.
Yeah. I mean, DraftKings has minus 112. So that would be the next place to attack that place. The Baker prop was 2+ touchdowns, Vinny. Plus 115 at ESPN Bet. I'm going to put that out in just a second when I get off of here. But yeah, that's going to do it.
See, Vinny bet it. Do you see that? So we had a few bets come in. I bet that's why they moved it.
Yeah. Well, if you got DraftKings, you can still move on that. That's a 4. Do you know what I mean? That's a 4 o'clock game. Again, the first half college overs are the most fun just because it gets you in and out of the game. Like that's probably 45 minutes of action. Now you can move on. There's 1 million college basketball games on all the time. That's why I don't know. Like this, Jesus, FanDuel has 57.5 minus 190 when they offer anything else.
By the way, you see what OddsJam did with the sports books? I like how they did that. Do you remember the previous version when you scroll down, you couldn't see the books anymore, and now when you scroll down, the books stay there? You know?
Oh yeah,
I like that. Yep. It's a good little fix.
No, the design team,
they're great.
They did the sleek new outlook here. So yeah, if you want OddsJam, if you want the positive EV tool, the one I'm playing with right now, the link's in the description. 2 weeks for free. Literally 2 weeks free. Like there it is, free. I mean, look at all the college basketball. Like you could just bet college basketball all day today, and then watch football, and then have your other bets. I don't know, dude. I'm probably gonna do that. All right, guys. I will see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow the stream's gonna be back at 4 o'clock. It'll be the same thing that we normally do. Video in the morning. Likely an NBA video. I think that's all we got Tuesday, right, Nigel? Yep. Yeah, and then the live stream 4. Till then, have a good one. Good luck today. I'll see you on the other side.
Thanks, everybody. Good luck.